Hey guys, BarryWise here, and today we're going to be talking about the future of life mods and the new game that's coming out, Identity RPG. For those of you who don't know what Identity is, it's going to be a standalone version of the life mod for Arma. So we're going to skim over some of the things we do know about Identity. Now, I'm not going to get into great detail because it still is up in the air. It still is very, very early in development, but the things we do know is the first thing that's going to come out is called the social module. Very similar to what you see in Star Citizen. So to be able to walk around in an area and meet people and the possibility to change your outfits, change your clothes. This is going to give the ability for the very early backers to actually play something before it's ready to be released. Now, as far as I know, it's going to be available to the very early backers of the Kickstarter who originally funded the campaign. And I should imagine it'll then progress to the people who've actually bought the game off the website. It'll also obviously allow the devs to stress test the server and get a good starting base. So now for the server side, they're expecting 300 to 400 people per server. That's what they want anyway. That's what the goals are. Now can you imagine that? 300 to 400 people per server. Now I should imagine that you're not going to be able to fit 300 or 400 people in one place. I think it's going to run very similar to Star Citizen where you're in your instance and you're crossing over. So you've got like basically a grid. And then you've got another grid and another grid, and you can fit a certain amount of people in each grid. You're still in the same server, but in that particular grid you can only fit so many people. I can't imagine 300 to 400 people in a very small area. That'd be insane if it could be done. I don't know whether it could be done. I'm not a developer. I don't know much about it, but I should imagine that'd be pretty damn hard. So just so you can get some sort of scope to how many people that is in the server. Currently, Arma Life servers are around 93 players per server. The reason for that is the server becomes very unstable. In all honesty, it becomes very unstable after 50 players, never mind 93. Now, there's going to be official servers and there's going to be private servers, unofficial servers, so the likes of me and you will be able to own a server. Now, this is where things start to get a little bit trickier. We all know for a good server, it needs a community behind it. It needs staff, it needs rules, it needs structure. And the problem I find is, how are official servers going to work? How are they going to work? Who's going to police the server? Not actual police it, but who's going to set the rules aside? Obviously there's going to be in-game rules. There's going to be rules that are automatic. But who is actually going to control the 300 to 400 people that are on the server? I really don't think the official servers will be something that I'd want to play on, because I just can't see the way they'd structure it. I think that's going to be more catering more towards the people that haven't really played live servers before, haven't played Arma Life before, and just want to play an MMORPG. So now we look at private servers. Now 400 people, let's say you're going to have on your server. You're not necessarily going to get 400 people. You may get 100 people. You may get 200 people. You may never actually have a full server. But if you do have a full server, how the hell are you going to staff that server? How are you going to structure it in a way that it gives good roleplay to everybody? This is the only problem I find when it comes to, massive amount of players. And what keeps a community together and what keeps a server together are things like modifications that other servers haven't got. The community behind it, the people that are in it, keeps people coming back to that server. Now, if every server's the same, let's disregard mods. Let's hope they're going to have mods, but let's say for the start they're not going to have mods. Nothing really is going to keep the people coming other than pure roleplay. That's the only thing that's going to keep the people coming back, is the actual roleplay. I just think that it's going to be extremely hard to staff a big server like that. I mean, I want it to happen. I can't wait for there's other developers developing games similar to Identity. It's going to be great. There's going to be so much stuff. There's going to be so much content, and I do hope they add modding, because that'll make a difference. That'll make a massive difference. It'll allow communities to add their own things into them and make their server completely different to somebody else's server. Now, this is all speculation, but I am really glad that as developers are actually developing a standalone version of the game. We've got DayZ. Yeah, it's not great, but at least they're trying to develop a standalone version of something they created in Arma. But my opinion, I think live servers are safer now. They're not going to die out just yet. Not till Identity or any other game that people are developing is at a stage where we can have our own private servers and we've got a lot of diversity. We've got a lot of options to change stuff and possibility of mods in game, modifications, other developers developing mods and putting them in their server. Until the point of that, I think Arma Life in general will still be here. It'll still be popular. It'll still be one of the main games people come to roleplay. So let me know your ideas, your concerns, and what you want to see in Identity in similar games like this. I mean, are we going to see a new generation? We've already seen the zombie genre. Are we going to see the live genre? Are we going to see all of a sudden a mass of games to do with life, just as we've seen with Zombies generation? That's all been done before. This hasn't been done. We've got it in space. We've got Star Citizen. It's going to be a role-playing game in space, but it's going to be an MMORPG. There's a difference between the roleplay of that and a roleplay of a live server. As I've said before, the communities can set the rules. The communities create the structure. The communities create the police department, the fire department. It's been truly emotional, guys. Peace.